On Thursday, Israel's Prime Minister's office said that they were sending the head of the Mossad spy agency back to Qatar to continue talks and to meet the head of the CIA, as well as other mediation negotiators to discuss the ceasefire. These talks began at the beginning of this week in Qatar, and Qatari officials have characterized things as being cautiously optimistic. These talks are being brokered by the United States, Qatar, as well as Egypt, and they're focusing right now on this first phase, which could look like a six-week ceasefire with about 100 hostages who are being held in Gaza, exchanged for Palestinian prisoners being held in Israel. There's believed to be about 250 hostages who were taken when Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. About half of them were released during a weeks-long ceasefire in November. There's believed to be about 130 who remain, but Israel's government says that about a quarter of them are dead. I spoke on Thursday to the relative, his name's Ricardo, his nephew is being held in Gaza right now. He said that this is a positive development. He hopes that the CIA pressures both sides to come to a decision, but he said that him and the other families are hearing contradictory information on a daily basis and that it is getting harder and harder to bear. Meanwhile, the humanitarian situation in Gaza is getting worse and worse. On Thursday, the World Health Organization said that there were 60% of children under the age of 5 in Gaza were malnourished. This is up from 1% before the beginning of the war. The head of the World Health Organization, he said that not enough food was getting into Gaza and that most families were missing at least one meal. This comes after another alarming report where aid groups in the United Nations says that famine is imminent in the north of Gaza and that by July, more than 1 million people are going to be facing catastrophic levels of hunger. Now, countries are doing what they can in any way to get assistance into Gaza. For the first time, shipments came by sea, and then commercial ships can be employed to take food and assistance from Cyprus coming into Gaza. But all of this is happening while Israel continues offensives inside Gaza. On Thursday, for the fourth day in a row, they raided the al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City. Israel says that Hamas is using it as a base, that they've regrouped there. Israel says that they have detained about 600 people, killed about 140 Hamas fighters, they said, and that they found weapons as well as documents inside the hospital. There's about 30,000 people sheltering in that hospital. Many of them are displaced. Gaza's health ministry said that in the last 24 hours, there have been at least 65 bodies brought into hospital and more than 90 people have been injured. Sam Mednick with the Associated Press for CGTN in Jerusalem.